wanted to show you a very simple workout that you can do, yoga practice that you can do with no specific or special equipment. You can do it in your everyday clothes, and if you have a blanket, it's a bonus. But if you don't have a blanket, grab a bath towel or whatever you have handy. I'm not going to use a mat for this practice either, just so that you could see if you were just getting home from work or just on your way to work or maybe in your office. This is something that you could easily access. So the nice thing about yoga is that there's just so many options for the kind of practices that you can engage in. This one will be a combination of gentle movement and then connecting the movement with your breath, which is a great release of any stress that you're feeling. Whether that stress is at the beginning of the day in anticipation of going to work, or in the middle of the day because things are going to hell in a handbasket and you're dealing with crazy stuff, or at the end of the day when you just need to let some things go, and so that you can relax more readily at home. So we'll begin actually on our hands and knees, and if you have access to a blanket or a towel, this can be helpful. But if not, and you're on carpeted floor, that's fine too. So I'm just going to put my blanket down so I have hardwood floors and just use them under my knees so I have a little bit more cushioning. And just bring your knees together, and you can bring your feet flat to the ground or tuck your toes under. And then just bring your arms forward, just like this, and press your hips back and let your head release toward the earth. This is called child's pose. There are many versions of this posture, but this is one that will just get into your shoulder blades, the back of the neck. And we'll just take 3 to 5 breaths here with the help of my dog. And then take your time and just walk your hands over to the left. And you're going to get really long in that right arm. So you're stretching through your right arm. And think of pressing the right hip back. And then if you'd like, you can dip down to the left a little bit. And then dip down to the right a little bit. And really get into the right side of your body. Come back to center and just walk your hands over to the other side. So getting really long in that left arm. Tack the weight of the left hip back. Breathe. So like 3 or so rounds of breath here, or longer if it feels good to release that left side. So again, here you can dip down to the left and then to the right if it feels good. Come back to center and pause for a moment just to equalize your hips and your shoulders. And then make your way to all fours on your hands and knees. I'm just going to scooch back a little bit here so I'm still in frame. So my knees are under my hips, my wrists are under my shoulders. Again, you can have your toes tucked under or flat. And round your spine in, curl in and look towards your knees as you exhale. This is cat pose. And then as you inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head, look forward. So you can do as many of these as you'd like. Rounding in, exhaling, inhaling, arching, and lifting your spine. Cat and cow pose. It's a really nice way of just releasing all that tension in your torso. So yoga doesn't have to be complicated. time feels right to you, just go ahead and press back again. Toes together, knees together. Press back to your child's pose. This time, if you'd like, you can bring your forehead all the way down. And maybe you bring your elbows into the side of your head, bend your elbows, and just bring your hands together behind your head. Really press back a little more, and you can get a nice stretch into those shoulder blades, which if you've been sitting down for a long time, or maybe you've been carrying a heavy load or a heavy vest, this feels really good. Good. So from here, make your way back to table pose to all fours, and then come to your feet. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Find your elbows with your hands. Keep your knees bent. And just let your head and neck just hang out here. Just rock a little bit from side to side. Keep that connection to your breath. And then keeping your knees bent, slowly roll up your vertebrae. And then when you find standing, bringing your hands up above you, interlace your fingers, press your palms to the sky. Take a side stretch to the left as you press down into that right foot. Come back to center, press down into the left foot. Go over to the right. Come back to standing. Bring your arms by your sides. Let your palms face forward. I'll turn so you can see me. And imagine someone has a piece of string at the crown of your head. Lift up. Roll your shoulders back. A few rounds here. Engage the lower belly and let your arms soften by your side. So I'm just going to kick this out of the way, and I'm going to turn to my side again, and we're going to find something called half sun salutations. This is a great way of just releasing any stress because you connect your breath to your movement. So as you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, let your fingertips touch. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, and you can bend your knees as much as you need to. That might be a lot to find the earth. Let the head and neck just release here for a moment. On your next inhalation, bring your hands to your shins, straighten your legs as much as you can. Lift your tailbone up. Send the crown of the head forward. Exhale, rebend the knees as much as you need to find the earth. If you're super bendy in the backs of your legs, you might not need to bend your knees much at all. Again, here, find your elbows with your hands. Let your torso hang out. Keep your knees bent and just roll up your vertebrae. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, back to center. Hands by your sides. This is called mountain pose. Roll your shoulders. Stand tall. We'll do that again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, dive forward, bending the knees if you need to, find the earth. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen through the spine, lift the tailbone. Exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to find the earth. Good. When you're ready, find your elbows with your hands. Sway from side to side. Let yourself hang out. And then slowly roll up the vertebrae. Sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers, press the palms up. To the left. Back to center. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands by your sides. We're going to do that again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, refold. Bend your knees a lot. Find your elbows with your hands. Swing, sway. Bend the knees, roll up the vertebrae slowly. Inhale, sweep up. Press the palms up. Over to the left as you exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, mountain pose. Strong, calm. Just breathe here for a moment too. Your heart rate may have risen a little bit. Maybe it hasn't. That's okay too. So we'll do something that adds onto this a little bit and just ups the intensity a little bit. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold forward, remembering to bend your knees if you need to. As you inhale, we're going to walk the hands forward, the legs back, and come to plank pose. Drop the hips, be parallel. Bend your knees, keep your toes tucked. Very important. Slowly come down to your belly. Try to keep your elbows as close to the side of your body as you can. From here, lengthen the feet. Just lift a little bit from the heart. So notice I'm not coming up all the way and crunching, just lifting up a little bit. Exhale, you're going to come to child's pose again. Press back and breathe. Come to a forward fold, just like we've been. Bend the knees if you need to. And this time, sweep up. Hands by your sides. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, hands to shins. Exhale, walk forward, step back here, find your plank pose. Bend your knees, bend the elbows, come down. Come up a little bit. This is baby cobra pose. Child's pose. Bend your knees. Press back and breathe. Maybe let some exhalations come out of your mouth. Forward fold. Sweep up. Hands by your sides. Do that one more time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. High plank. Making sure I'm still in the frame here so you can still see me. Take a moment here. Let your hips drop. Engage the lower belly. Then when you're ready, knees come down. Bend your elbows. Chest and chin comes to the earth. Lengthen the legs and roll the shoulders back. Lift up just a little bit. Take a pause here, this last one. Just breathe into your chest. Bend your knees, press back to child's pose. So start to just let some breaths come out of your mouth. We'll go ahead now and swing our legs in front of us. Keep your knees bent. Flex your feet. Just reach for your toes and round into the back. So you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can slowly start to straighten your legs as much or as little as feels good, and try and keep your belly to your thighs if you can. Some of you might be able to straighten and really get a deep, deep stretch here in the hamstrings, but that's not for everyone, and it doesn't matter, and you don't need to be flexible to do yoga, so that's good news. Just round in here and breathe. Last thing, bring your hands behind you. Bring the soles of your shoes together if you're wearing them. Reach for your feet. So my feet are quite far away from my hips. Move them as far away as you can. And then just soften in here. This is called triple pose. And just let the head and neck hang out freely. If you want more, you can slide your hands under your shins here. Hands flat to the earth, you can stay here. But if you want more, bring your hands to your feet, the front of your feet. Breathing here for a few rounds of breath, just really getting into the lower back a little more. And then from here, you can move on with whatever it is you're going to do, whether it's getting in the car and driving to work, going and making dinner for your family, or pouring a glass of wine, or having a glass of water, a cup of tea, whatever it is. From there, just move on. And try and keep that feeling of just space in your breath. And you can come back to that routine anytime you want, if you'd like to just release any anxiety or stress that you have. I'll see you soon.